Okay, this is the George Webb Day 500 summaries. This is going to be for the first part of September. And I think if everyone remembers, we had kind of turned the corner on August with me deciding to intervene into the case. I'd gone to Capitol Hill. I'd gone to the courthouse. If Miranda won't do his job, I'm going to intervene. This was right at the end of August. And this is after we'd been down in the Navy Yard and said, hey, it's a Juan Contra. So this was a much bigger story than a small bank fraud charge for two different houses. And I think if everybody remembers, September 1st, I was going to court to meet Imran for the first time. And I compared that to St. Crispin's Day. But on the way, of course, we saw the Navy Yard and Sandy Berger and the Navy Memorial. And I said, check those Sandy pants. And this is really kind of a Sandy pants all over again 30 years later, only instead of stuffing documents from the National Archives into the pants, we were taking terabytes from these BlackBerry servers and sending it to Pakistan. So I just couldn't understand how this could possibly be a case for just for a small bank situation. Of course, here was my low moment there with my bad French and inebriation and so forth. J'étais rencontré en coupe attrayante, and I felt like j'ai besoin prendre la chance pour c'est un moment, c'est une opportunité à prendre la force avec la situation, avec cette coupe de Congo. I felt it was very important to take advantage of this time. I was obviously feeling my oats, having lost. I'd been ruled against, and I met this attractive couple from the Congo, and I thought, here's a chance to put pretty faces on this issue of Shinkolobwe and this kind of illegal mining in Africa. And it's been an issue that I've tried every way possible to bring attention to, and I thought, cette opportunité, I'm not going to have this opportunity again. So I took it, and it was a very low moment, obviously, for me, losing after what I had felt was 316 days of building a case for the prosecutor. And I regret this moment. Je m'excuse. It was not good, but out of this came the next day, even though we had a poor showing that night, out of it came bringing more attention to Lubumbashi as the transfer point. Who knew that would be the Shinkolobwe mine would be in Wyoming? Who knew that Kamiko would be behind these two? Who knew Newcomb would be behind this? Who knew that Arenco would be the key to the whole story, would be the key to the whole Uranium One story? Who knew that because Brazzaville was at the other end of the Congo and Lubumbashi was the transfer point for Zaire? Who knew that would unlock the whole case? Well, it still is not clear to many in journalism, but even with all the wines I had, I still was able to pronounce Shinkolobwe. And I still think most people don't know where Shinkolobwe is, but I know that's not true of our viewers. And maps, I've always tried to show maps all along the way so that as reference points, it's hard to argue with the map, right? So, and I spent a lot of time on Shinkolobwe and Lubumbashi, however you say it. I need to work on that. And the other thing I did these walks, and these are some of the most dangerous neighborhoods in D.C. And I always used to say, if there's not broken glass on the pavement, it's not worth doing. I spent the last 6 months since then in a very traditionally low-income neighborhood with glass on the streets, at the convenience store, the center of our story, where the rat lines really are. Probably the last 7 months, or I guess the last 6 months now, in Cap Heights. They don't call it Cap Heights because it's close to the Capitol, let me tell you. And then there's so much in this 1 or 2 days that I really can't summarize past it because it would be giving it short shrift to the story. But we talked about the nuclear reactors in the Black Ivy and in possibly Haiti, possibly Africa, that Africa story led there. We talked about the last mile with Seth Rich, walking the last mile with Seth Rich. And these walk and talks, I still think I've yet to see anybody do these. And it's amazing what people come up with, and then they notice the cameras and so forth. So I said it 6 months ago. I'll still say it now. Nobody's there yet in Washington, D.C. Iran-Contra is 100 times bigger than Iran-Contra. It's the same exact operation, only 100 times bigger. And of course, there's all these evidence points along the way, like Jaquia and Laurel Everly and so forth, that we still haven't tapped in order to get to the truth about Iran-Contra.